We're back. I've got Cody's mud pan, and we're gonna mix up some 20-minute mud. It's called 20-minute mud. Y'all can't. I'm just going to talk to you for a second. So, the 20-minute mud has a 20-minute set time. What that is, it has hardeners. It's got hardeners in the mix, in the powder. So it's there it is. It's got hardeners in the powder, in the mud mix. That you have 20-minute mud, you've got 45-minute mud, 30-minute mud, 90-minute mud. Go to your local big box store for sure. They have it. I usually just buy it from big box store because that's when I need it. That's when they have it, so I just go get it from there. If I get the opportunity to shop local, I do. I'm a small business myself, so definitely shameless plug of every small business out there that does a good job. Because there's some small businesses that shouldn't be in business, if we're going to be honest. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, mixing up the mud. They have, that's in Spanish. There's English. Approximate working time versus set hardening time. I'm not worried about that. Do they have preparation? Makes no more compound than can be applied in the designated set time. So, okay, your set time, your working time is 15 to 20 minutes on 20-minute mud. Your set time, hardening time is 20 to 40 minutes. So that depends on temperature. It depends on temperature. It depends on the amount of water you mix in with it, because this being powder, you can mix it heavier. Sometimes I do, like if I've got a big hole to fill, I'll mix it a little heavy. That way it'll kind of sit in the hole and it won't fall. Like regular mud or real thin mud, it'll just kind of fall out of the hole. Mix ratio, 11 to 12 pints of clean drinkable water to the 18-pound bag. I don't go by that. I go by eye. I go by look, by feel. So I've got a couple more places to do some mud. So I've got it roughly. I've got it filled up to about right there. Let's see. Yeah. Steal your wife's egg beater. If you're making money with it, she won't be so mad. If she's got multiple sets, I told y'all this the other day. If she's got multiple sets, just take one of her egg beaters that she doesn't use a whole lot. If she's like my wife, she will know. I'm gonna tell you the truth though, she didn't know for a while. It was just one night I really wish I knew where my other egg beater was. Oh, it's in my trailer. You don't ever use them. I was wrong, people. She watched that video the other day, and she laughed. But I'm not sure what kind of laugh it was. Anyway, yeah. So I've got a. She also told me not to. She also told me last night to stop begging. I'm not gonna stop begging. I want everybody to sponsor me that I can get to sponsor me. Anyway, so what you do? Pour a little bit of water. You can always add more water. Technically, you can always add more mud, but until you run out of the pan. Now, let's see, get my mud knife. Right. That is actually a little thicker than what I want for this. If it's too thick, add a touch more water. Here's your pro tip of the day. Here's your tip of the day. Once you get done in here, if you've got enough room in your bucket, spin it fast. Get all the excess stuff off. Now that looks a little more like the consistency that I'm wanting. So they also call this stuff hot mud because the hardeners in it will actually react with the water, and it'll start producing a little bit of heat. Take these glasses off, they're all crooked. But the chemical reaction, it's an exothermic reaction. Y'all didn't know I knew those kind of words, huh? It's an exothermic reaction, which means that reaction gives off heat. Also, I got some stuff right here. So that's another thing I didn't tell you in the other video, where I told you to bump that. If it's just paint, if it's just a little bit of paint that's popped up, and I do this anyway just to knock off whatever I can. Just take your mud knife. Cody actually mentioned that to me after I had done the video. He couldn't have taken the time to just walk in here and inform y'all of what you can do.
What?
Being selfish.
Like putting the metal thing on like you never spray everywhere?
Huh?
Like using the metal thing guard so you never spray everywhere?
No, I was talking about the running your knife over the paint.
Oh yeah.
And get the little what you call it off. Get the little edges off. Huh?
I usually take a file and a sharpening knife too.
Yeah, I use my sander. So, what did I just knock in here? Oh, that was a piece of shit. That was that piece of sheetrock. I ain't worried about that. That was trash anyway. Now, take your mud. Put it over there. Sheetrock tape. Is that a feather? Okay. Anyway, sheetrock tape. Put it up there. Cut it. And then flip it. A little bit more down here for that tape to stick to. Now, I personally don't like to stack tape on top of itself because it ends up making it thicker right there, obviously. So take it and just run it up to the bottom of your previous piece, and you can actually take your mud knife and just like that. Do the same right here. Run it up here, and then where's the bottom of my? There it is. Okay. Now it's all taped up and ready to go. Tape and throw your mud on. This stuff will go ahead and set. It'll set up and harden here in about 30 minutes or so. We ought to be able to come back, and I don't want to say sand, but you can work it a little bit while it's hard, after it's hardened up some. And I actually mixed this a little thin, but you can take it after it's hardened up a little bit and work it with the knife, work it with your mud knife, and smooth it out enough, and you can actually paint it before it's dry. I've done it before. I can almost guarantee you that you're not supposed to do that. But I did it anyway. Try to get it as smooth as you can. I mean, because it always helps. The smoother it is, the less sanding you've got. And I promise you, the less sanding you've got, the happier you'll be. So, that's I need to pull this and pull it back up. Also, the further you pull your mud away from your patch, the smoother of a transition it's going to be. Instead of having like a hump like this, you got one that's like that. Makes a big difference. So we're that was my mud video for the day. I guess we're gonna get back to painting. Talking. What else we got?
Cutting in. A lot of cutting in.
For those of you that don't know, cutting in is right here on the edges.
You're not supposed to have paint on that white.
Yeah, right here on the edges of your trim, where you don't want to get paint on your trim, so you got to cut it in. It takes forever. It's not like rolling. Rolling, you just roll with it. Anyway, we're gonna get to doing that, and we'll get back with you on an update about something sometime later, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if we find something else cool to do.